Well, welcome everyone, and welcome back to Make Our World Your Runway. You know, this show is not only about pageantry, modeling, and fashion, but about the business, entertainment, and even the beauty industry. Okay, so we've got, when I say a fabulous show today, a fabulous show, two amazing guests, and we are going to do a tribute to an iconic nightclub that has just stormed the world for years. And a little bit about that later on. But as always, we have a few announcements that we would like to make. And we always want to tell our viewers to subscribe to the Global Trade Chamber YouTube channel so that you can view all the shows from Make Our World Your Runway and even Success Stories. And I highly recommend all of you tuning into Success Stories, which is produced by the Global Trade Chamber. They're highlighting stories from some of the most amazing women in the world of business and community service. And volume 2 of the 100 most successful women in business is now available on Amazon. Again, I highly recommend getting your copy today. This best-selling book highlights some of the amazing accomplishments of women in business and community service from around the world. So if you are a successful woman, you will want to order your copy today. And March 2nd, 100 Successful Women in Business will host one of the largest Women in Business Expo for International Women's Day. Now, that's one event you do not want to miss. It will take place at the DoubleTree Hotel in Miami. So to learn more on this exciting event and how to attend, go to the website at www.100swb.com for all the details. And also you can see details on there about volume 2 of the 100 most successful women in business. Again, available on Amazon. I highly recommend you picking up a copy of this book. And if you are a successful woman, you definitely want to get into volume 3, which will be coming up in December when they do their big convention in Mumbai, India. So stay tuned for all of that information. And now, ladies and gentlemen, on to our show. We are going to pay tribute, okay, to a place called the Copacabana nightclub, which was in New York City for years. And it had some of the most iconic entertainers perform there. Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, Frank Sinatra, Carmen Miranda, Jimmy Durante, the great Tito Puente, Bobby Darin, you name it, Groucho Marx, even Andy Russell from Brazil. This place was unbelievable. And also, the iconic Copacabana was host of some of the great films in Hollywood, like Goodfellas, Raging Bull, Tootsie, The Purple Rose of Cairo, Carlito's Way, The French Connection, Martin and Lewis, Green Book, Beyond the Sea, The Irishman, and One Night in Miami. And you know what? Because the Copacabana was so famous, Barry Manilow actually did a song. He wrote the song called At the Copacabana, and he also did a movie about the Copacabana, which was filmed there as well. Now, the Copacabana definitely had a Brazilian decor and a Latin-themed orchestra, while the menu, believe it or not, featured Chinese food. But the club was also known for the chorus line called the Copacabana Girls, and they were very famous, just like many of the entertainers that performed there. And I don't know if many of you know, but there was a second club in Fort Lauderdale a few years ago. Unfortunately, it had to close due to some renovations and construction in the area. But guess what, everyone? We are in the process of bringing back the iconic Copacabana to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And if it belongs any place in the United States and in the world, it definitely belongs in South Florida. And now to help kick this off for me, I've got two ladies that are going to be very instrumental with the new Copacabana. So my first guest I want to bring on, and she's going to be doing a show coming up very soon on Peace on the Streets Radio called the Copacabana Radio Show. Please help me welcome Mimi Malo. She's also Miss Latina International Puerto Rico and the host and executive producer of Peace on the Streets. So welcome back, Mimi.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so thrilled and honored. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and you know what? You're also doing another show, which I want you to tell everybody about. And it's done in a studio where a lot of iconic Latin performers were at, called Latina Role Models. So let us know about that.
Yes, so I am actually now the new host of Latina Role Models, which is on Latin Wave TV, where it's a TV platform where we get to announce all the, I want to say, high profile women that are making a change in the game. For individuals, there's a huge platform. It doesn't matter what Latin background you're in. It's to express what they have done in the communities and also what they're doing for themselves and their families. So and we do this once a month, and of course, some of the women from Miss International World has already stood on this platform. It's tremendous, and we want to recognize the women in the game, especially have to show them some support because they are doing big things for each other, and I am so thrilled.
Yeah, no, and you've done a lot of great things. And, we should let our viewers know that when you came into the pageant this year and you did the Pageant Planet People's Choice Awards, I mean, you really took that award by storm. I mean, it was neck and neck between you and Dr. Florence, but you were right up there. I mean, you actually were a role model to show a lot of women that they can do these things and they can raise their entire entry fee and be part of a great organization. And, I have to tell you this. I just heard from my former Miss Latina International this morning. She wrote me a beautiful note and she said to me, she said, with the pandemic, she said, I know you were doing things, but I really didn't get involved. And this is my passion. She said, I miss you. I love you guys. She said, and I want to get back to this organization. And she's been following you. And she's been following what we're doing on Peace on the Streets. So I want to thank you for being a great role model to these ladies, because here's a girl that had this title a long time ago and now wants to come back. And she realizes that this organization opens up doors and opportunities and puts women where they need to be. So, Mimi, I thank you. You've done a great job.
I'm so honored and thrilled. It takes a team to make this happen. Individuals to understand leadership and networking and to collaborate together, because all of us together, so they see how strong and they see how passionate and respectful and how we hit the way. This is a pageant that's for life, sisterhood. We
exactly.
Together. I love it.
Exactly. But now let's talk about some of these acts that we plan to bring on Wednesday night. Of course, we have the great Aiki's backstage, which we're going to have her on. David Luker. We're hoping to get Tito, PJ, which is going to be a sponsor to the show from, 𝐏𝐚𝐠𝐞𝐬 Liquors. And you've attended many of the events up in Orlando. And like we've said, the salsa is very, very big, or the Latin community, it's very big in Florida. I just found out the other day from my guys in New York that it's not even big in New York anymore. They've got a few acts that go there, but okay, Florida is where it's happening. I mean, look at El Gran Combo. They've played around the world, but when they come back, where they go? They're in Florida.
Exactly. We've even had Project the Ono on our show, so big shout to them. And they performed VIP with my mother and ended up to become friends with them. So they've been on our show. There's artists that are here in Florida, and they're still doing their thing. They're still traveling around the world. Keep them going, because the energy, the positivity that they release is insane.
Exactly. And I think we ought to get Stephen Avi on the show too, because a lot of people don't know he's a very bright up and coming star. Okay. World-renowned violinist. I mean, to open up for Lady Gaga in California last year, you've got to be good. Okay. And you heard him at the pageant. He's absolutely amazing. He's a one person's, I said, showstopper, but when he gets out there with that violin, I mean, he's absolutely amazing. So, and we need to show the world that, hey, we've got great acts right now.
Yes.
Let's get it going. Let's get this done. Let's have a club where we can all perform, have a great time. And not only that, bring something back to the community. Okay. You know, myself being an entertainer for years, music is the key. Okay. I always say music is the world renowned peace in the world. Okay. Just like your show, Peace on the Streets, music is peace. Okay. So we definitely need to get this going. And Mimi, I couldn't have a better co-host than you to help me get the Copacabana back, get the show on the road, and, you know, and host this with me. So I'm very happy that when I told you about this, you decided to get on board, and here we go.
Again, I'm thrilled and honored because I know how deep this is to even be a part of. So, and definitely Stephen Alvey, I've had him on my show. He even performed live on my show. His presentation is insane. His energy is amazing, and he brings so much of the violinist, the whole orchestra, you know, to our Latin community. He's from South, bringing this energy, and we are going to rock it with the Copacabana. I can't.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I should let our viewers know, because you see the sign behind me, Global Trade Chamber, 100 Successful Women in Business, that you have been a recipient of the award, 100 Successful Women in Business, and you were featured in the Volume 1 book, just like I was, okay? So that's a great accomplishment for you. You know, you like I said, you've done some great things, so it's absolutely amazing. And I know Wednesday night we are going to have a great and fabulous show. And we definitely got to get Miss Aiki up to Orlando to be on Latina Role Models, because I'm telling you, you got to stay backstage and listen to our story. She's absolutely amazing. You're going to love her on the show Wednesday night. She's got the most fabulous energy that I've ever met anyone has had. Okay. And she can take any stage by storm. Believe me, I've seen her videos. You're going to love her. Okay. Absolutely. So Mimi, I want to thank you for coming back to Make Our World Your Runway. I am going to see you on Wednesday evening. We're going to have a kick butt show. It's going to be great. And I want to give a big shout out to our friend Charles Shabetti up in New York, who's spearheading all of this with us and has given me the green light to use the name, the Copacabana, and the logo. I'm like the only one in Florida that could do that. So I'm very honored, and I want to give him a big shout out. And of course, Mimi, you're going to be using that name right along with me. So congratulations. And again, thank you for being on the show. And I will see you this week.
Thank you so much, Miss Angela, again, for this opportunity, for everyone that's a part of this journey, as well as collaborative. And we can't wait to blow this out of the water. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna blow it out of the water. You've got it. So anyway, thank you so much. And let me get to the little bit of an introduction for my guest before I bring her on.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to give you a little bit of information about my next fabulous guest that I'm going to bring on. Now, she learned to focus in her craft as a vocalist during an early age, where she was with a music producer for a short time. She traveled the country with an R&B band and as cover as one of their lead singers. And since then, I could tell you, she has reinvented herself as a soul artist, keeping that dream alive. She has her roots in R&B, soul, Latin, and freestyle. She's a recording artist at Beast Entertainment, and she has performed with Tito Puente Jr., who we all know his father performed at the Copacabana. And she did receive the Star Urban Music Award. Ladies and gentlemen, she really does not need any introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to Make Our World Your Runway, the fabulous Aiki.
Hi, Angela. Hi, everyone.
Hello, how are you?
I am wonderful. How are you? It's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while. Well, you look absolutely amazing. And we
Thank
are
you.
always so honored to speak with you and find out what you are doing in the music world because you know what? We say the Copacabana is an icon. I think
Oh,
we're gonna be able to say Aiki is an icon.
that's. I hope so. So that would be wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
absolutely.
I just really been once again reinvented myself. So
Yes.
and I have new music that's coming out. So I'm pretty excited about the new year that's coming forward. So
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. And I mean, I've seen you perform on video, and
yes.
you're going to be performing at Coyote.
𝐏𝐚𝐠𝐞𝐬, March the 12th, which is a Sunday. And so
Right.
I will be on the WEPA stage once again. You know, that 𝐏𝐼Ojo to me has a very special place in my heart. And so when when I'm asked to perform there, I get super excited. And of course, I always say yes. So I'm really looking forward to it. So
Yeah, and the thing is that, like I said, you do R&B, you do Latin, you do soul, which makes
yes,
you an amazing entertainer because you're not just staying in one genre. You're able to do different songs and appeal to all different type of audiences. Okay,
exactly.
which is great. When I was performing, I used to do that as well. I always loved R&B. That was my thing.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I would go from, people would laugh because all of a sudden here I am doing an aria from the opera, or I'm doing
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera, and the next minute, okay, I'm doing a disco song. Or then all of a sudden I go to school and sit down and I'm doing an R&B love song. Okay.
Right.
So you're right. You have to mix it up. And I know she's behind stage. She's smiling because she loves all this. And we're going to be so honored to have you on the radio show on Wednesday night. Peace
I'm
on the
super
Street.
excited. Yes, I
Yeah.
am super excited.
And when you get on that show, you saw Mimi's energy. It's like
Yes.
100 times escalated when you get on Peace on the Streets. Okay. Mimi is like right there. Her co-host, Prince, we call him Prince on the Streets.
Okay.
When he introduces me, okay, I have to sit down. He goes, the one, the only Miss Angela. So when he introduces you, he'll probably do the same thing. So,
Okay.
but he's great with that. And yeah, he'll ask you a few questions, but you can talk about your career. So other than we know you've had Coyote and
Yes.
you have reinvented yourself, what have you
Yes.
been doing leading up to this?
Leading up to this, what I did was I went through a huge weight loss transformation. I did some internal healing and some emotional stuff that I needed to really figure out, get the head right. And,
Right.
I've lost a total, as of right now, of 78 pounds. So, and that's just, healthy eating, going to the gym, just staying positive and working on music. And I do have my brand new single is called Nights Like This. It's getting ready to come out. And it
Wow.
is it's more of an R&B dance versus what my other stuff has been. So it's very different and I'm very excited for it. So,
Yeah, and you know what? When you put stuff up on Instagram,
yes.
definitely do something because you have an amazing story. And Mimi could do this as well too. You ladies have such amazing stories. There's an organization called Know Your Value. All right.
Yes. Okay.
And it's actually produced by Mika Brzezinski, who does host the MSNBC Morning Joe show.
Okay.
And she actually looks for stories like this. I mean,
okay.
the way you reinvented yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I lost 35.5 pounds many years ago, and I thought that was great. But you just telling me you lost 78 pounds. And I mean, spiritually taking care of yourself, just the things that you have done. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a story. And I mean, even Mimi's done a lot of things. Mimi's very inspirational as well, too. Okay. And these are stories that people need to hear, not only on my show, but people pretty much around the world, because, you never know what a person is going through. Okay.
Exactly.
And I always say this, everybody in the world, no matter what you've done, and believe me, I got a lot of skeletons in my closet. I always tell people, you want to come over to my house? I'll open up the door. You can see them. Deserve a second, third, and sometimes fourth chance.
Yeah.
Because we all go through, emotional things in this world.
Mm.
And you never know, look at what they're doing with mental health right now. It's unbelievable. People are jumping off rooftops or taking a gun and committing suicide.
It's heartbreaking.
Why? Yeah,
Right.
you don't know. Because you know what it is? People don't listen to another person, or we all have things that we can cling to. Okay. I have this, I have the pageant, you have music. Mimi's got her her show, and now we've got the Copacabana coming back, which my goal is we are going to get that nightclub up. I don't care. I don't sleep for another year. Okay. But we have these things that we're going to focus on. But there's so many people out there that have nothing and don't focus. So I think between yourself and Mimi and myself, we are role models.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And let people know that we can do this. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. For me, I was really, when, the loss of my fiance and my manager, I really just was in a downward spiral. And, all you do is when you get depressed and you don't know what else to do. And so I'm eating, I don't want to do the music right now. I don't want to do this. I'm still grieving, and I will always grieve for a very long time. I know that. However, for me, I was with a girlfriend of mine, and I had taken a picture of her and I together. And I looked at that picture and I said, no more. This is not who I am. I'm completely there was so much pain and hurt in those photos. And I had just put the weight on. And I thought, this is it. I'm done. And I made that decision right then and there to make a change. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. When I started to see you do that, I was like so impressed. I said, oh my God. Well, you were beautiful before and even now. I mean, can't take that away from you. Okay. You're beautiful on the outside. You're beautiful on the inside. But what you've done has been absolutely amazing. You took the bull by the horn and you said, I'm going to do this. But
absolutely.
You had some things. I mean, losing your fiance,
Yes.
And I'll tell you the truth. I had to get back on track because during that whole COVID lockdown and everything, and when I thought I lost my cousin, who was almost like a sister to me, and it was hitting home.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the truth. For a while, I kind of let myself go a little bit. And then I said, you know what, Angela, you got to get right back on track. It is what it is. Yep. Okay. You've got this faced with you today, but what are you going to do tomorrow? Where are you going to be? Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not exactly. For me, it's not just about losing the weight. It's also transition, because there are times that I still can see myself as I was a few months ago, even a year ago. And I have to remind myself, that's not who you are now. My mother always says, you're still living. That's not who you are anymore. You've let that go. Let that go. Right. And so it's not just, oh yeah, I've lost the weight and it's still up here. You still have these things that still play in your mind, that you see yourself as the way you were, not the way you are now. So it's really learning to fight through those barriers and say, okay, I am who I am.
Exactly. And I know what you're saying, because I'm going way back many, many years ago.
Yeah.
And I knew the Reader's Digest people were sitting in the audience, and my father that night was in a coma, very bad.
Wow.
And I had to make a decision. Do I get on that stage or do I go to the hospital?
Exactly.
And then I thought about it. I said, my father would want me to get on that stage. And I did. And that's how I got my scholarship to the Juilliard.
Oh, amazing.
Right after that performance, I went to the hospital. They had operated on my father. My father had to have major brain surgery. It was a 12-hour operation.
Wow. Okay.
He survived. 2 days later, he came out of that coma. And I'll never forget those words. He said to my mother, "Did she perform?" And my mother said, "Yes." You know what? That's all my father had to hear. It was like somebody was up there, and it was a miracle. Yeah. Because within 6 months to a year, my father was back to where he was before he had that surgery.
Wow.
All because I made that decision to go on that stage and perform. Because I knew that had my father had passed away, that's what he would have wanted.
Right.
And that was, you know, being 18 years old at the time, that was a tough decision to make.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of
You know,
course.
and I had people trying to put things in my head and saying, you're never going to forgive yourself. I said, you know what? If I don't step on that stage, I'm never going to forgive myself. It's not that I don't, but I know there's an old saying, sometimes the living have to go on living, and it's hard to swallow. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you definitely have to do that. But you've got a great success story. And on March the 2nd, and I will send you the address, 100 Successful Women in Business. We are holding a rock show. It's a free event. All you have to do is register. I'm going to be there with all the ladies. You come, give out flyers for Cocho, promote your business. You got a great story to tell. Yeah, you'll be wonderful. I'm trying to get Miss Mimi to get up here too.
Yeah, just send me, yeah, I would love it. Just send me the information. So
exactly.
And it's in Orlando, correct?
No, it's right here in Miami. It's at the DoubleTree Hotel in Miami. Yeah. So it's close. And we definitely got to get you with Mimi. We got to get up to Orlando to get you on Latina Role Models.
I would love that.
I think you'd be absolutely, you do Latin music, which is great. And we are going to be putting together a Copacabana show, probably somewhere in Miami. Get all the right people to see this. So we'll definitely make sure you get on the bill. I think it'll be fabulous.
We'll get Tito on there as well. I'll make him
come. Yeah, we got to get Tito. I know somebody that's doing all his bookings. We got to get him on there as well. So other than 𝐏𝐚𝐠𝐞𝐬, what else do you have lined up for this year?
I will be going in May. I'm flying back to Colombia, which is another big, I'm excited about that. So we're going to go ahead and I've done 3 new songs. One of the new songs I'm going to do is called Nights Like This. We'll be filming a video when I'm there. I also have 2 shows that are going to be one is in Medellin and the other one is in Bogotá, I believe. So I'm super excited about that. And then I'm doing so I'll be doing an actual total of 2 music videos while I'm in Colombia coming up. So I'm super excited about everything, just moving forward with a brand new me, brand new attitude. The music that I have out that's getting ready to come out is it's wonderful. I'm so proud of it and so excited. And, it's Copacabana actually would work well with one of the songs that I have, Latin Lover, with Tito. So
Exactly. And we're trying to put together the Copacabana dancers. I have people reaching out to me. I'll tell you, when I'm out and I say Copacabana, people ask me for my autograph. I'm like, I just want it. They're like, I was in a restaurant on Valentine's Day. Somebody overheard me speaking and they said, Copacabana? I said, yes, we're in the process. Can I have your autograph? I said, you got to be kidding. Oh, no, I want to have the autograph of the person that's trying to put it together. I said, I'm writing it on a napkin. I said, here you go. So, yeah, it's crazy, okay? But also, it's an iconic thing. It's an icon. In fact, this year, when we did the pageant, it was called Return to the Copa. And Tito loved it because his father played the Copa.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. Yeah. I mean, and you know what's great about it? This year, it's the 100th anniversary for his dad.
I know. How exciting is that?
Exactly. So we definitely got to do something with this and bringing back the Copacabana. And I was talking to a development company that might help us with that. And the minute I mentioned that name, they gave me a wealth of connections and sponsors. The NFL, Wells Fargo, AT&T, unbelievable. So just to prove we got that name behind us, we can do anything.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How exciting. Yes.
And also the Global Trade Chamber, and Mimi's going to work on this with me as well. There's a 4-day convention going on in Puerto Rico in September.
Wow. September's my birthday month.
There we go. Then we got to celebrate. September's your birthday month. So, yeah, we definitely got together with that. But anyway, my dear, we are so proud of you as we are proud of Mimi. We can't wait to hear you on the show Wednesday night, Peace on the Street. Mimi will be getting in touch with you. I'll give you your phone. I'll give her your phone number. She'll tell you exactly what time to call in, and it's going to be a great show. And we would definitely look forward to seeing you with 𝐏𝐚𝐠𝐞𝐬. It's going to be great. And I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule today to be back on Make Our World Your Runway. And this won't be the last, because we're going to have you back again. And ladies, let's do it. Let's get this Copacabana up, and let's show the women in the world that we have the power to do anything.
Exactly. Yes, yes. Thank you so much for having me. I cannot wait to see you on Sunday, March 12th. It's going to be so excited. So yes.
And I'm definitely going to send you the information for March the 2nd. I hope to see you there. I have a table there. Anything you want to do, my girls will be there. We can promote you as well. So thank you once again. Both you ladies have a great weekend, and we will see you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Well, everyone, there you have it. Another fabulous show. We had Mimi Mala from Peace on the Streets. We had Aiki. And, of course, we did a tribute to the iconic Copacabana. So, once again, thank you so much for taking time out, everyone, to see Make Our World Your Runway. Next week, we have something special planned. We are going live on Margaritaville at Sea. So, more about that as we keep going. And, again, make sure you subscribe to the Global Trade Chamber YouTube channel so that you can see all the shows from Make Our World Your Runway and Success Stories. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. We will see you next week.